liberty, motherfucker!
Hello to all patriots and leftist scum alike. Today is June 13th, and today Jeff Sessions is on the hot seat in the Senate hearings today about James Comey and the obstruction of justice bullshit that the Democrats are making up. Russian collusion that don't exist. We've been hearing about it, don't see any evidence, but they just keep talking about it. Like, the leftist way is you keep talking about it and eventually it becomes true. Not the case. If you're a thinking person, you know this is bullshit. Well, anyway, I like their opening statement to where they gave props to James Comey for coming in under oath and talking about how Donald Trump intimidated him and told him that he should forget about this investigation, which is a lie. He never told him not to investigate. He just said that what's-his-face is a good guy. Flynn was a good guy, and, I hope you go easy on him. He didn't say, and even if you want to believe him on that, then what about a month ago, I think it was May 3rd, when Comey came and said he absolutely felt that no one was telling him not to investigate for political reasons. He said that would have been a big deal, and he would have made notes about it, and he would have done something about it. So, which is it? Did he lie last week, or did he lie a month ago under oath? One of them's a lie, because he told two different stories. So, I haven't seen any evidence that Russians done anything in our election. The only evidence I see is that inside the Democratic Party there were some leaks, because even the Democrats didn't like where Hillary Clinton was going. There was a lot of Bernie supporters that were getting burned in the Democrat Party. Why do you think that, I'm terrible with names, the guy that was dead in the park, they won't investigate him? He was supposed to be one of the leakers, according to Julian Assange and WikiLeaks. He won't outright come out and say it, but he says investigate it. And there's only one reason he's saying investigate it. And why are we even entertaining a special investigator? Did we get a special investigator for Fast and Furious? Did we get a special investigator from Benghazi? No. Loretta Lynch, Eric Holder, they said, we'll investigate it. There's nothing here. Nothing here. We didn't even get a fair assessment of the Black Panther that was standing outside the polling booths in Philadelphia threatening people to vote for Obama or else. He said there wasn't enough evidence, even though there's a videotape of a guy with a baseball bat. You better vote for Trump. You better vote for Obama, motherfucker. You get that? That's okay. You don't get a special investigator, a special prosecutor. You don't get special nothing. Eric Holder says, there ain't nothing there. Just a guy with a bat threatening people. I really don't see nothing wrong with that. If it was a white guy saying, vote for Romney, would there be a problem? So, bottom line, this whole hearings investigation is a pile of steaming horse shit. Nothing more, nothing less. And what about Mueller? He's coming up with this special investigation team or whatever it is, and all it is Democrat donors? Are you trying to plant Trump in the ground on purpose? That's what I mean. The Republican Party is to blame for a lot of what's going on here. It's not only the Democrat Party that's an enemy to this country. A good part of the Republican Party is our enemy. 65 million people almost voted for Trump. The majority of 30 plus states voted for him. And we expect to have him govern the 4 years that we voted for him. No Russians brainwashed us into thinking he was a better choice. He was obviously the best choice. We're sick of the bullshit. We've had the bullshit with Daddy Bush, Clinton, friggin' Baby Bush, Obama. We had enough. These guys ran this country into the ground. And anybody that says, oh, Donald Trump's the most, dangerous and the worst president ever. Hey, I don't know. The last president kept us in the toilet for 8 years. What are they saying? Almost $1.9 trillion we lost with his unfeathered regulations through his bureaucrats. We were being destroyed from within. And it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. And now we're trying to elect people that aren't going to destroy us, but build us back up. Trump is a main brick in this building process. And don't think he's going to be the last brick either. You are proving more and more who the enemies of this country are. Which elected officials don't need to be there anymore. There's quite a few. Paul Ryan can go. John McCain can go. Believe me, I could sit here and name them forever. But we got to get rid of them. There is no future for this country as long as the traitors are still in office. We have to. We have to get these people out. Forget about the Democrats. The Democrats are shit. We know that. But a lot of these Republicans, they talk a lot of good game, but when it comes time to put their money where their mouth is, they run and hide like bitches. That's why you don't see the full Obamacare repeal anymore. They were tough knowing that it wasn't going to get signed by Obama. But you give it to Trump, he'll sign it. It's nowhere to be found. That's the kind of people we're dealing with. All talk, no action. As long as they're jamming it in our asses, they're happy. But once we get them to pull it out, they don't like it. So, we got to remember, 2018 is going to be an important election for us next year. We have to get these incumbents out and replace them with serious libertarian conservatives. If we don't, we're going to be doomed as a nation. But in the meantime, we have to keep an eye on what the traitors in the government are doing right now. We got to watch that, State House. Because they're doing everything they can to subvert our vote. And I'll tell you what, you got 65 million people that voted for that man. And how much do you think we're going to take of you trying to skin that man alive instead of let him govern? People are going to start popping off. And remember, we got the majority of the police and the military on our side. It's going to be like popcorn. You might get one patriot pop off, and then another, and then another. And before you know it, it's like popcorn. You leftists been jumping up and down acting like assholes for a long time. And see where it's got you. Nowhere. So just keep jumping up and down. But I'm telling you, there's only so much that the patriotic voters of this country are going to take before we say we had enough. We're tired of doing things a nice way. You're right, nice guys finish last. So let's hope for peaceful resolutions. And my word of the day is get the fuck off Trump's back. Enough of the bullshit. Show us some evidence that laws were broken. That's it. Bottom line. Show us evidence that laws are broken. Don't tell us stories. Don't tell us bullshit. Don't speculate. Say, here's what we found. These Russians did this. They broke into this. We found it. We traced them back to here. And then we looked in here and there were Russians stealing information. And then we saw what they did with it. They brought it over here and fanned it out to the press. Show us something. Show us a trail. Show us a computer trail, a paper trail. Show us something. Stop just talking that they did this, they did this. As far as I'm concerned, Russians did nothing until you show me something. Keep that in mind. Everybody that's not sure, as long as you didn't see nothing, nothing happened. You guys have a good night. Pray for Donald Trump. Oh yeah, and by the way, for you guys that like to delegitimize Trump, if you take him down and install a leftist puppet, how legitimate is that going to be? And for the majority of 30 states that voted for Trump, how do you think we're going to react to it? Are you willing to play that man's game? Better think about that.